What's good, everyone? It's your boy Chris. I hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I wanted to do a breakdown of this edit. This is a photo of the Red Ranger pulling his sword from a stone. And I'm just gonna jump right into it. All right, here is the raw file. And as you can see, I shot it very dark. I did that so I can get some cool shadows. And I also shot at a low aperture. That way the focus was just on the hands and the sword. I just really wanted to shoot figures and not just highlight the whole entire figure. I wanted to focus like on little details of them. So for this one, it was the details of his hands. So that's why I came up with this idea. But it's been a cool way to kind of test myself to see if I can make an entertaining photo with just the spark of inspiration from someone's hands. And here it is. But the next step was trying to figure out exposure, clarity, sharpness, highlight, shadows, basically just the lighting. But before I did any adjustments to that, I really was like, what should I do to these joints? Like, should I keep them? Should I get rid of them? Usually I keep them to be like, look, it's a toy. I did it with just a toy. It's so cool, huh? But for this one, I wanted to make it feel human-like. So I ultimately got rid of the joints, and this next layer showcases the joints gone and the adjustments to the lighting. And as you can see, clarity is super intense and sharp, and just this image alone right now, it doesn't look that good. But the reason why I kept this layer as it is because I knew once I added multiple layers that the details may fade away. So I wanted to make this layer as intense as possible. That way, the multiple layers that I did add, these details still withheld or withhold, whatever. But the next thing was adding motion. I love when toy photographers edit their photos and give them motion to it, whether it's in camera or in post, but mainly for me, I do it in post. I just added some movement to his hands to make it seem like we're witnessing him pull the sword right then and there, and that's how it was captured. I realized that your focus, or my focus at least, wasn't really directed to his hands or the sword just yet, just because it was still so bright and intense looking. So what I did was just add a simple vignette. The light is kind of directed towards the center of this photo and making it so that the sword and hands are what's being highlighted. The next thing I did was just add some effects to it. The main part right here is that power coin. So all I did was just get my tool brush. I'm gonna pretend that like I'm doing it, and then I always use a soft round brush when it comes to like circular things, and then I just changed the color to like a red. I added a goldish glow to it. In addition of adding that glow and making it seem like it's coming to life, I also wanted to add some like red particles. And that's super simple. All I did was same tool brush, just click variety of different sizes of that brush, and then I went to filter. Right now it's not going to show you, but I went to blur and then Gaussian blur, and then bam, there's those particles. But the whole premise of those particles was just to be like, all right, this sword is coming to life. Like, watch out. Okay, so this is going to be like a simple, like, what was the point of that? But for me, I was just like, I'm just going to add it because I swore I wasn't like this. But you see these two dots right over here? Bam, bam. I swear, as a kid, I always thought they were like colored in. I don't remember it just being just red. So I actually like Googled this sword, and there's like a different variations, and some of them had like some images there was like gold, and then some images there was like gray. So I just went with like this white, and all I did was, again, the brush tool, soft round, adjust it to the size that match these dots, and then kind of just clip them in, and then I mess with the opacity to kind of make them a little bit more faint. So here's the shield. At first I was like, I could keep it as is, but I was like, nah. So I just colored it in, same brush tool, same color, like a white, and then I wanted it to have this like reflective effect. And I'll kind of dive more into why I created that a few layers coming up. It'll make more sense, I swear. But back to this helmet, what I was trying to show you guys is there. It's so minute, like it's such a minute thing to add, but I just added it just for the sake of having it. And then I kind of did the same thing with the teeth from the visor. They're iconic. Like you have to have it pop a little. And all I did was colored it in, and now it kind of stands out more. Since I shot at a low aperture, it was easy to just kind of paint over. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it or not, but ultimately I just kept it in. Was a coin flare. Give that effect yet again that this sword is coming to life. The next thing was creating atmosphere, because right now it's just bland, just, you know, this black void. I wanted more to it, so I just got my tool brush, and I went to like a smoke brush and added a slight smoke where the sword was at. What I've been doing a lot lately with these brushes is playing with the opacity. That helps a lot. Like you don't want to have it all the way at 100% and just not even see anything. I think a slight smoke can do wonders. I added some more atmosphere, and as you can see, it has a cool like light source. If it feels right, it feels like light hitting his helmet. There's a reason now because there's light coming from right here. And also back to the shield, it feels like the reflectiveness, it makes sense now because there's light coming from this left. And then I added more atmosphere on the bottom right. Now we're getting close to the final photo. You can hypothetically do everything with the curves and just play with color curves. But lately what I've been doing is I like to call it like throwing paint at a canvas, because I've just been like choosing solid colors, random solid colors, and putting it over the photo and just playing with like the overlay. So for instance, right now, let's say I picked a random color, this blue, normal. I would go down and then just see what I like and see if there's something that I really feel fits or I enjoy. And then once I find that thing, found subtract, then I go to the opacity and I kind of just go down and try to find a point where I'm like, oh, that's dope or that's sick. And I think for this one, this was 20%. Yeah. And then I just went and added another color. This one's like a warm orange. And same thing with that blue. I went down and I picked something that like caught my attention and I really liked. Soft light. And then I went to opacity, scroll down till I reached that point that I'm like, cool. And I think this one was 7%. And there it was. There was that final photo. Yeah, that's basically it. It's to me, all of this is, there's no right or wrong way. It's just playing around and having fun. Like I said, for this section, you literally could just do it with playing with your curves, you know? Go to here, blah, blah, blah. Just play around and see what works. But for me, this is how I did this photo. And I'm sure when I look back at this, I'm gonna be like, why'd I make it so challenging? There's easier ways to do it. But like I said, trial and error. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day. It's crazy times. I know we're all doing our best. I hope everyone just stays safe, stays healthy, stays mindful, just stays positive. All right, guys, take it easy.